You are listening to the best of the Classic Metal Show podcast. Catch the Classic Metal Show every Saturday from 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. Eastern Time over at www.theclassicmetalshow.com. The following podcast is sponsored by the Pennsylvania Coin-Operated Gaming Hall of Fame and Museum, located in Hopewell Township, Pennsylvania. Over 400 video games and pinball machines there for you to play. It's all vintage. It's all good. So come on out and play it over at the Pennsylvania Coin-Operated Gaming Hall of Fame and Museum, located in Pennsylvania. For more information on the Gaming Hall of Fame, go to www.coinophof.com. And now let's get to it on another edition of the best of the Classic Metal Show.
All right. Well, shoot, time is flying here.
I know. Why don't we do the Indian tales so everybody will stop bitching?
All right, we can do that. Now, should I pick up where we left off with the story I was doing? Or should we jump into your story, or what should we do?
We could start. Why don't we start with my story, and then we'll just go right into like your real world stories.
All right. Well, let me play the official bumper.
Okay.
Wendell, this is your boss, your employer. I command you to come back to work. The Penske files are piling up on your desk, and your TPS reports are overdue. I will forgive your absence because you are a radio jockey, but you must kiss all 4 arms of Ganesha and bring me 1 pound of curry as penalty. I will expect your service Monday morning. Do not disappoint me, Wendell.
People love that bumper. People love it.
I like the part right at the end where it sounds like he's hitting like a wood something. It goes,
yeah, Bollywood.
It's funny.
Yeah. Wheezy.
Wheezy does good work.
That was all Wheezy's idea and his total idea for the script and everything.
Right. He may be a fake producer, but he does good work.
Yeah, he does great work.
For a fake.
Sure. Well, we've been doing Indian Tales here on the show for 3 months now.
Right.
And, people seem to be understanding or learning about Indians.
Yes.
And, well, that's what I was getting to. Not only do our fans, get a little bit of education,
sure,
but you experienced some Indians this week.
I did. I did. I don't know. I was driving back from, well, I'll start by saying this. You have completely changed how I look at Indians.
Well, opened your eyes.
Way opened my eyes.
Okay.
Before I probably would not have noticed them from anybody else. But now, whenever I walk into anywhere and I see any kind of an Indian being the boss, I absolutely am looking for something to be fucked up.
Okay.
And sure as shit, I walked right into something that was fucked up.
All right. You were coming back, from Pittsburgh?
From Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I was coming back from Pittsburgh, and, I did a lot of driving last week in Pittsburgh and was parked in a lot of parking lots.
Okay.
So needless to say, my car got shit on fucking 4,000 times by birds.
All right.
So on my way back, right here in town, there's a car wash place. Like a BP. At BP you get a car wash.
Yeah, you buy a car wash with the fill up.
Right. So I filled up my car. And I had to go in to do the car wash thing. So, I went in, and this was like 2:00 in the afternoon or whatever it was. And I walk into the BP, and there's nobody at the register. And it's one of them registers that's like, they have like the big sliding doors, and you walk in, and there's like the round register that's like sort of in the middle.
Yeah, it's in an island.
Yeah, and then everything's all around it on the walls or whatever.
Sure.
your milk and your sandwiches and your candy and all that other shit. So I walk in, there's nobody at the register, but there's a lady and a guy in the back right corner over by where the milk is. And this fucking guy is reading this chick the riot act.
So is he, would you say he's reading her the riot act? I mean, can you give us an example of what you heard?
Can.
Okay.
He's yelling at her full blast.
Just screaming at her.
Screaming at her about how she's costing the business money by buying too much 2% milk.
Okay, now is the clerk an Indian girl or is she American?
No, the other way. The screamer is an Indian guy.
Okay, but he's like the owner.
He's the owner.
Probably the owner.
Yeah, and the clerk is just some blonde-haired chick.
Okay, so just a regular American gal.
Yeah, just a regular chick.
So this Indian guy is berating her.
Just fucking killing her.
Okay.
And this goes on and on and on. I mean, like, I'm just standing there, and they apparently didn't know that I was there. And he's just, he's swearing at her about this fucking milk.
And he's got that horrible accent, right?
Yeah. He's like, you better get some fucking better milk. Just on. Don't be buying the fucking milk. Everything's the fucking, he's dropping F-bombs all over the place, just killing this bitch. And she's just like, okay.
Well, but you see, that goes back to exactly everything I was telling you, that the only thing that they have is this intimidation factor with, whoever can scream the loudest wins.
Right. Exactly. So he was just going and going and going, and I got frustrated with it. And plus, I think because this is all in my head now.
Okay.
So finally, after a minute or two of this, I just fucking yelled at him. I was like, would you shut the fuck up and come and take my fucking money? And the guy come running over. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. I did not see you. I was like, yeah, whatever. Fucking take my money. Literally, that's what I was saying.
So you basically told them to shut the fuck up and stop screaming and come over and take your money?
Absolutely. I yelled at him.
So how long did you witness this berating before you just lost it and yelled at this guy?
Probably a minute and a half.
Yeah.
It wasn't very long, but I was getting frustrated as shit. Not so much that he was berating her, although that was driving me nuts, but more because I was there for a minute and a half and nobody came over because this guy was fucking monopolizing her time with the fucking milk. But he was exactly who you've been describing for years to me.
Right.
He was exactly that guy, just fucking screaming her down, until she's like a beaten dog.
Exactly.
And she was a beaten dog, and then the look on her face that I yelled at him, she probably thought she was getting fired. She may have gotten fired, but I didn't care. I was fucking frustrated at the end of that.
Nice.
Like, get over here and take my fucking order, dickhead.
Right.
I don't give a fuck what's going on in Pakistan or wherever the fuck you're from, you fucking cocksucker. I need to fucking put $9 into this car wash, you dick.
So how did he react when you screamed at him and, said, stop your yelling and get over here and take my money?
He kissed my ass immediately.
Yeah.
He came right over. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was like, yeah, $9. Let's go. I'm like fucking pointing at the thing on the fucking counter. $9. Ring it up, fucking camel jockey fuck. I was fucking fuming. Just everything about this guy made me want to fucking put him on a boat and send him back to his own fucking land.
What land would that be?
Fucking who knows? Fucking Abu land.
Right.
The land known as Habib.
Nice.
Fuck out of my country.
Sure.
Dickhead.
Well, that is the Indians.
Yeah. So that's my first ever Indian tale, but it did happen this week.
Well, I don't doubt that for a minute.
I can't believe I've gone this long without it ever being a problem. And I swear I blamed you. Remember, I even called you.
Yeah.
I told you I blamed you because I never noticed it or never, I guess, experienced it until hearing your stories.
Sure.
And now that I've heard your stories and I saw it happening live, it's like, what a fucking dick this guy is.
Right.
And I think that's part of the reason that I was, because most of the time I would not, although I am the same guy that's been kicked out of grocery stores and everything else.
Sure.
I'm not one to be quiet, but I think I probably just would have let him fucking yell at his employee and waited normally. But because he was that fucking hard Indian accent, I was like immediately pissed. and I went at him.
Now it makes you wonder, is it our inborn quote unquote racism that caused you to react like that, or did I just heighten your awareness? Or
it's heightened awareness, because if you said that white dudes were doing it, I'd fucking probably go off on a white dude as well.
Sure.
And that's been since I've been back on the show, hasn't it? The grocery store thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a white chick, I believe.
Yeah, that guy that manager told you couldn't shop there anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because I called the lady behind me a cunt.
Right.
She was telling me to hurry up. I just turned around and said, "Would you shut up, you fucking cunt?" And then I got asked to leave. I was never allowed to shop there again. But I do.
Yeah, and nobody ever stops here.
It's not like they put up a wanted poster, and it's also not like they don't turn over people every 2 months.
Yeah.
So
there's that guy again. He's back.
There it is again. And plus, I grew my hair out so that they wouldn't recognize me.
Sure, you did it just for that reason.
That was it.
I just don't want that grocery store manager to recognize me.
That's right. I'm going to grow my hair so I can go back to Giant Eagle.
Exactly.
Nice.
But since you're doing business down there in the Pittsburgh area, you got to say it like the natives down there say it. It's Giant Eagle.
Giant Eagle?
Eagle. It's like Iggle.
Eagle?
Eagle.
I guess I'm not going to learn Pittsburghian.
It's like Yin's going down to the Giant Eagle.
You know what? I hear the Yins thing all the time from Cleveland people, but I don't hear it from Pittsburgh people.
Really?
I really have not heard it, not one time in Pittsburgh.
Well, they call the people who live in Pittsburgh the real hardcore, the Yinzers.
Yeah, like I said, I honestly have heard it. I've had everybody and their brother locally, Cleveland local, asking me about yins and yuns and all these different phrasings, and I have not heard it.
Yeah, it's Y-I-N-Z, yins.
Well, maybe just Ed and his friends are like the educated pack and not the fucking hillbillies.
Yeah. Yin's going down to the Pirates game.
I would just laugh if somebody said that to me.
It cracks me up every time I hear it, dude. I've spent a lot of time down there, and it just always cracks me up when I run into a real Yinzer.
I'm sure I'll experience it, especially working in that place.
It's I know you hate them, but they refer to them as the Steelers as the Stillers, Stillers. The Stillers.
The Stillers.
Yeah, Yin's going down to see the Stillers.
No. I'm really not looking forward to being there on any Sunday. I'm really not.
So anyway, it's fun. It's just funny for your dislike of the city because of the rivalry between the Browns and the Steelers.
Yeah, well, it's only during the football season.
Yeah, I know, but that you're doing business in that area.
I know. Believe me, I know, and believe me, don't think I don't get it from both sides.
That's just funny to me.
No, dude, I get hammered from both sides, and the number one hammerer of me in Pittsburgh is that guy Matt.
Yeah,
Matt will fucking berate me like I made the fucking draft picks. He will absolutely, you guys drafted Johnny Manziel. What the fuck were you thinking? I'm like, dude, I wasn't part of it.
Yeah, it's not like it was part of my decision.
Yeah, it's not like I was sitting in the fucking war room, dude.
Yeah, it's not like I don't make the, they didn't consult me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't have the Browns helmet phone sitting on my desk with somebody asking me for my opinion.
Right.
They drafted this cocksucker. Why is it my fault?
Yeah.
And then the same thing here. I get it from I get it here as well. Oh, I can't believe you're going to open a business in Pittsburgh. You're not even a true fan of the Browns if you're going to do. I'm like, shut the fuck up. It's a fucking business.
Isn't that funny that a sports team defines who you are and what you can do in your life?
Yeah, whatever. I mean, you know what? I can live in Pittsburgh and root for the Browns.
Exactly.
It's just fucking football. It's not live or die to me.
Sure.
None of it is, That's like I've been, I guess it's came out, because I'm up there a lot. But I grew up being a Pirates fan.
Right. I've
always been a Pirates. I've told the story. I think I've told it on the air about
your dad taking you to the games and stuff.
Yeah. And about how, the 80 team took me in the dugout when I was a little kid.
Right.
To get autographs and shit. So, I grew up a Pirates fan. You would have thought that I raped everybody in town's daughter. I can't believe you're going to fucking wear the fucking black and yellow during baseball season. The fuck is wrong? I'm like, what are you talking about? What, because I bought a Pirates hat? Who gives a fuck? You know what? I'll wear a Steeler jersey, too, if that fucking sells me more tickets. How about that? Fuck you.
You're not loyal, man.
Dude, let me just tell you. If I can get Ike Taylor down in there to play some pinball and draw fucking 300 people, I will be the biggest fan of Ike Taylor ever.
Sure.
Ever. Be like, dude, Troy Polamalu, I will be like, you know what? Safety was invented because of you, Troy. You are the shit, dude. Dude, I went to that Steeler.
Yeah, you went to that fashion show thing, right?
Steeler fashion show, and came home, and every one of my friends was crucifying me for fucking taking pictures with Art Rooney and with Polamalu and what's his name, Maurice Pouncey.
Yeah, Maurice Pouncey.
I took some pictures with some Steeler players and some Steeler wives and whatever. You would have thought that I, shot Bernie Kosar in the face.
Well, Bernie Kosar was a Steeler.
Yeah, no, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
He was never a Steeler. Bernie was a Dolphin. He was a Cowboy, and he was a Brown.
The Steelers drafted him, and the Browns stole him.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
They did not.
Go back and look at your history.
He was picked up in a supplemental draft by the Browns.